the Philadelphia Eagles, but not Jalen Hurts. Colin, if you remember yesterday, I was floating some Myles Garrett stuff to you, and you were really not buying it. It was Monday. Well, there's a report from Adam Schefter that the league is catching whispers that Howie Roseman is cooking up something. The Eagles have 8 picks in this draft. A.J. Brown, we assume, is going to be gone June 1, so it's not going to be involving A.J. Brown.
Well, eight players out of this draft can't make the Eagles. You're better off with 5 picks because 8 guys cannot make the Eagles roster. 8 guys can't make the Seahawks roster, the Rams roster. So there's no value in having 8 picks for the Eagles. You might as well move up and draft 4 or 5 players.
Interesting. So one of the reasons I think you like me, I got a 10-year anniversary coming up here as well this summer. We'll celebrate it, I'm sure, with bells and whistles. Colin, you like that I could see around corners.
I do.
I'm telling you, man, there is something going on with Myles Garrett. He restructured his contract. They were like, oh, no, that doesn't, nothing about a trade. And now this Howie Roseman stuff, they lost Jalen Phillips, their big edge rusher. He's in Carolina now. They're going to be moving off A.J. Brown.
Hey, I want the Chiefs and the Eagles to take big swings. And by the way, again, Philadelphia does not have 8 spots for you to make the roster. They got about 5, right? So for me, there are certain times, like the Seahawks, they'd like to get more picks because they have some contracts coming up. They had to let go of a couple guys this year, like Kenneth Walker. So generally, if you have a very, very deep roster, you kind of look and say, who do I have to pay? But a lot of the guys that the Eagles have to pay, A.J. Brown, they're going to, move. He's expensive. They're not letting go of Jalen Carter. They're not letting go of their top offensive lineman. They're not letting go of Saquon Barkley. They may move off Jalen Hurts eventually. So it's that game about we're really good. We want to keep some of these draft picks for within the year if we have to move off people, but also we're Philadelphia. We hoist trophies. We need another special player. So that I think Philly and the Chiefs both are thinking, we want to go get something special.
Yeah. So, first things first, right off the bat, I'll be live streaming the NFL draft today. So definitely, please make sure to check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Should be a great time. I'll be doing the vertical style stream, the kind that goes through shorts or reels or whatever the platform calls it. So I think you just have to tap on the profile picture, and you'll see me there. So please, definitely come watch. It's always a blast to live stream with everyone, getting to chat in real time. But yeah, Myles Garrett? I wonder. The Eagles' salary cap situation is really fascinating over the next few years if you actually look at it. It's not bad this year, but then you see the available space starting to get really tight, for the Kansas City Chiefs as well, ironically. And it's always difficult because you just never know who's going to be cut, who's going to be traded, dead money, this and that, contract extensions, restructures, void years, blah blah blah. So it's always tricky to predict. I could see the Eagles desperately needing, and if I say desperately, this is all relative, obviously. This is the Philadelphia Eagles we're talking about, to find truly great, elite talent on a rookie deal, right? So I'm just using Jeremiah Love as a placeholder. Obviously, you already have Saquon and all that. But a talent like that, someone who delivers incredible production but you don't have to pay him over the next 3 or 4 years, that really eases the burden. You're getting an insane amount of production from the guy without having to write a big check, right? Something along those lines. Whereas, if you make a move for Myles Garrett, you obviously have to pay him. But this is where it gets interesting, because you're going to be moving on from A.J. Brown at some point. So that's always the weird part. Also, Howie could restructure Myles Garrett's contract even further. There are ways, if they did make a trade for him, to make the numbers work more easily, and so on. And this is also where the timeline becomes interesting, because you don't really know what the internal evaluation looks like. The Eagles could very well be thinking, we've got 2 more years to truly win a Super Bowl right now. Right? We have a 2-year window where we can genuinely win another championship with Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith, because again, in the blink of an eye, these guys are 30 plus, they're getting banged up more often. You just don't know, right? You have no idea. And you're also thinking, I've got to pay Jalen Carter, this guy, that guy, and the next. For all we know, Howie might be saying, in 2 years, it's going to be a little hard to truly build a great roster. You simply cannot construct a truly elite team year after year after year. Not even the Eagles have done it. The Chiefs haven't done it. The Patriots didn't. No team has managed to just keep doing it year after year after year after year. Right? It's just really, really hard. It's really, really tough. And they were incredibly fortunate to even land Jalen Hurts in the second round. Because think about it, if that hadn't happened, they wouldn't have gone to 2 Super Bowls. I made a whole video discussing that before. So even when you build great rosters, build great teams, and actually achieve success, you still need a ton of luck. You need an opportunity to fall right into your lap. You need the Giants to say, sure, Saquon Barkley, you can go. You need the Titans to say, sure, you can have A.J. Brown. Right? Jalen Carter falling to you, you need a lot of luck. You need a lot of good fortune. And you simply can't expect that to happen year after year after year. Like I said, it doesn't happen for the Chiefs, it doesn't happen for the Eagles, it doesn't happen for the Rams. None of the great teams have been able to just keep doing that. But then you look at who they have right now. You see the core. You see the bulk of that roster. So do you start doing the math a little bit and think, alright, this is the time to actually take some aggressive swings. In 2030 or whatever the year is, yeah, things are going to get a little weird. We might not be able to be as great as we've been over the 2020s or something, right? We're going to have to wait a bit, rebuild, retool slightly. We're not going to drop all the way down to the Arizona Cardinals level, but we'll have to come back down to earth a little bit. Which totally makes sense, completely understandable. And again, I'm not even saying that's the case, because I have no idea. It all depends on how they want to handle everything right now. And that's why I'm interested to see what big swing they take. If they go out and get a Myles Garrett, then to me, that signals they're going all in to win another Super Bowl over the next couple of years. Over the next 2 years, like, we're doing it all. We're doing it all. Swing after swing after swing. Spending all the money. Going for broke. If they make a big trade and it's to acquire a draft pick in the top 10, or again, whoever, then to me, it's like, we're taking that big swing because we want to be able to keep making moves. Kind of like, I don't know what this analogy is, but I've seen it on TV, it's like you have a ladder, or a step, and you take the step from behind you and put it in front of you, then you take a step forward, then you take the step from behind again and put it in front, and keep moving forward. That's almost what that is. And that's what the Eagles have done a lot. I've talked about it, that's how they build their culture. That's why their culture stays so strong. Because anytime a big leader or a star player is about to retire or move on, they already have his replacement ready to go. They have the ability to keep passing that baton of culture and what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. The Eagles have done that at an incredibly high level and with remarkable consistency. So, I do think that if they are expected to make a big move at the draft, it'll tell us a lot. It'll tell us a lot about what they believe they can accomplish this coming season. And I'll just keep it to a 2-year window. The next couple of years or so, as well as what moves they think they need to make to stay consistently competitive year after year after year. Because, and I'll end here, I won't make this video too long, though I've been making a lot of long Eagles videos, you also have to look around the league. I talk about this a lot, and people don't always love the take because I've emphasized it with the Kansas City Chiefs and Chiefs fans for whatever reason. I don't know if you know this, but they can be a little sensitive at times. Especially the Mahomes fans. But it's just like, you have to look around the league and see where the competition stands and what they're capable of. And that can really dictate some of the actions you need to take. How open is the league to winning a Super Bowl? Last year for the Eagles was a true missed opportunity. You had the chance to potentially face Drake May in his first ever Super Bowl, and, that would have been an incredible opportunity, right? If you were a better team, you could have had Sam Darnold in Philly, cold, windy, tough, brutal conditions. Right? You could have been hosting that game. You would have been the team with the championship pedigree. You would have go any to the Super Bowl, and it would have been your third appearance. That's what the Chiefs have been able to lean on. Oh, we get to go up against Brock Purdy. Oh, Shanahan's first Super Bowl. Great. Jimmy Garoppolo? We get to lean on you. This is the biggest game of your guys' careers. This is just another game for us. We've been here before. And that was the position the Eagles could have been in. Obviously, it didn't work out for them. So that was a missed opportunity. And now, this coming year, you look around the league. Look at the teams that are trying to get better or become better. Caleb Williams, maybe Caleb Williams truly becomes an absolute bona fide elite top 2, top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Definitely on the table. Well, the fact that he wasn't quite that last year, huge missed opportunity. If he becomes that this year and next year, well, you know what, that's a real bummer because now you have to figure out how to get past that, right? Matthew Stafford could be retiring. Or at the very least, hanging on by a thread because he's clearly older at this point, right? Like all those things. Matthew Stafford was at his best, pretty much ever, last season. Absolutely awesome, right? I don't want to say it was a missed opportunity for Josh Allen to not have to go through Mahomes or Lamar, but yeah, it's going to be a much more straightforward path to lean on Bo Nix, to lean on Drake May. Right? You saw what those quarterbacks did, especially Drake May in the AFC Championship game or the divisional round. That's not Mahomes. That's not Josh. That's not Joe Burrow, right? So you kind of have to look at the opportunities given to you. The Giants, maybe Harbaugh really turns them around. Maybe Jackson Dart is genuinely a great quarterback. That makes the division much harder. The Cowboys, if they gain momentum. The Cowboys ruined it, they blew last year. If Jerry Jones had been a little more organized and could plan for the future a bit more, the Cowboys easily should have been a significantly better team. Their offense was great, they got a lot of production out of Dak and Shermer and Pickens and CD, etc. They're too disorganized. And maybe this year they're better, right? So you have to look around the league, see where you stand, see what's possible. That's why I've even said it's kind of a perfect timeline for the Raiders. Because by the time Mendoza gets up to speed, by the time you've got this roster going and ready to win, it's like, alright, well, now it's time to pay Bo Nix. It's a lot harder to win once you have to pay Bo Nix, right? Patrick Mahomes is going to be like 33 or 34 years old at a certain point. It's just like, okay, that's not the same thing as 26-year-old Patrick Mahomes. So that's a good thing, right? Josh Allen takes over the Bills, Tom Brady's like, bye, I'm out of here. And it's like, yeah, that's great. That's unbelievable timing for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, right? If it's prime Tom Brady and prime Bill Belichick, it's a lot harder. You know, it was perfect for the Kansas City Chiefs to take over when the Chargers were an absolute mess, with a revolving door of coaches and quarterbacks for the Denver Broncos and the Raiders. So much of it is timing. And I think when you look around the league trying to figure out, who are we right now, who can we be in the future, what is our best opportunity to win, it's not only because of the guys we have, but also looking at the competition around us. It was a disadvantage for the Philadelphia Eagles to have to face the Kansas City Chiefs in 2022. It would have been a major advantage to go up against the Cincinnati Bengals or any other team that simply hadn't been there before. Right? I mean, the Bengals had been, but still, it's not Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. Right? It's not Patrick Mahomes. It could have been the Jacksonville Jaguars. They could have beaten Patrick Mahomes in 22 if Mahomes went down. And that would have been a major benefit. A major advantage. Going up against a quarterback who had never been there, just like Jalen Hurts had never been there. A lot more equal. They were at a disadvantage because they were facing a team, a coach, and a coaching staff that had been there before. Spags is like, I shut down the undefeated Tom Brady. Major disadvantage. So it's just like, look around the league, see what's possible, see what's on the horizon for all these other teams. Match that with what you have, what you can do, who you match up against, who you can compete with. And you look at the ultimate big picture. I think the Eagles and Howie Roseman have done an awesome job of that. And where the league is right now seems pretty competitive. Is there room for you to take a step forward? Or can you still lean on teams that aren't quite there yet? Or is the name of the game kind of like, let's not go all in over the next couple of years. Let's make sure we can continue to keep making big moves, like the step analogy I was using. And with that, you need to be able to free up cap space, have some of that mobility, get great players on rookie contracts, etc. Even Saquon Barkley, when you think about what they paid him the year they won the Super Bowl, you could have tripled that. The value he delivered, obviously, it was the biggest bargain in all of sports. Him and Derrick Henry, quite frankly, in 24 were the biggest bargains. They were each getting paid like $13 million or whatever it was, and could have been double that, right? That is massive. That helps you get, also even getting Bond and having his production while clearly not paying him what he deserved for that. Those things are huge. You have to get production, you have to get those kinds of hits. It's not just the Myles Garretts, the A.J. Browns, and the Devontaes. It's the other pieces as well. You've got to get major bang for your buck. So I'm just fascinated to see what this actual big trade at the 2026 NFL Draft is going to be. And is it defense or offense? I don't know, man. I don't know. But those are just my thoughts. Please definitely check out the live stream. If you're watching this, maybe we're already live streaming. So please definitely come watch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, any moves. Hopefully by the time you're watching this video, the move hasn't already been made, hopefully this video isn't already outdated. But let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some debates. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you as part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing that. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.